Alright, well, I did my first React video on a fully rebuilt computer. It's a $400 computer. It's really cheap. But I did a React video to this dude. It was pretty dry, let me tell you, because that was my first React video. I didn't even think this computer would run it that well, and I just wanted to make sure it would have. But this is my second one, and I'm quite excited about this. This one I'm pretty sure is on caseoh. It's this one right here. So, well, like this one. It's kind of what the picture looked like. It's because someone else was watching it. But I'm going to watch
And
this.
for whatever reason, the internet loves the spectacle.
This is, by the way, it's from Golfcart. He's really good at these type of videos. Just watch his video and you understand what I mean by these type of videos. He makes videos on different streamers, YouTubers, and stuff. And let me tell you, they're fire. There's no videos better than these. I gotta be real. They're amazing. That's why I'm probably gonna react to these a lot. I'm gonna try not to, because I want to keep some of these for every week or two, but dude, they're so juicy.
The bigger it is, the louder it is, the more expensive it looks.
There's Danny Duncan and Keywan, bro. I love those two, man.
The better it performs. Look at the top of Twitch right now. It's flooded with million-dollar mansions, celebrity subathons, streamers buying their 10th dream car. Everything seems to be built around the question,
bro, not XQC with all of his money he spends, dude. I used to somewhat like XQC until I realized this dude's kind of a dick and all about money. Actually, he has a video on him, I think.
How much money can we burn on camera? And then there's this guy. caseoh is interesting, because on paper, he's doing almost everything wrong. His production quality is kind of garbage.
caseoh, where'd he come from? 200,000 viewers playing Fall Guys
about
yesterday.
it,
Yeah, it wasn't even zoomed in or cropped.
His setup isn't designed to be some massive content machine. Half the time he's live, he's playing some random game most people have never even heard of.
Your costume sucks, kid.
Oh my god, I didn't think of that. He really doesn't set it up in a way where most streamers do. Oh.
When your entire job is getting people to watch you, you don't turn down a Mr. Beast video. But caseoh did.
caseoh did not respond to my message.
And somehow, despite doing the opposite of what the internet tells creators they're supposed to do, he's still one of the biggest streamers on the planet. How does that happen? The honest answer is that none of this should have worked, because caseoh's had the odds stacked against him since day one. Case Baker grew up in rural Arkansas.
Oh my
His
god,
hometown
dude.
has a
Where does this
population
dude
just
get
over
everything
1,500.
from?
It's the kind of place where a new Walmart makes the front page,
Where does he get this all from?
and where the churches outnumber the stoplights. Towns like that don't have a lot going on. So, as a quiet kid, Case did what quiet kids in quiet towns have always done. He disappeared into a screen. In this case, a PlayStation. Call of Duty on repeat. And when YouTube started blowing up in the early 2010s, he was right there watching Nadeshot and the Optic guys build something that didn't exist a decade earlier. He watched gaming turn from a thing you did after school into an actual career.
Well, how does this sound? Making a living and even a small fortune just playing video games.
The biggest names were clearing their parents' annual salaries in a single weekend. And after watching that, it became Case's dream job.
Wow,
The
bro.
problem was, he knew the odds, especially in his situation. His Wi-Fi was barely good enough to even watch YouTube. Uploading to it or streaming on Twitch, forget it. So he buried it. He graduated high school, bounced between jobs, often working 2 at a time, just to keep the lights on. For 6 years. 6 years of clocking in somewhere he didn't want to be. 6 years of watching other guys his age blow up online doing the exact same thing he'd given up on. By the end of it, Case was broke, burnout. He was one bad week away from walking into a recruiter's office and signing up for the military. Then his mom stepped in, and she asked him the question that changed everything. Why not take a real shot at the whole streaming thing? What's the worst that happens? Now, streaming is one of the most competitive jobs on the planet, and if you're like Case, trying to pursue it full time, you need to understand, there's levels to this.
First one's time, bro. Ugh.
Level 1, you can quit your job. Level 2, you're living large. And at level 3, you're the top 1% of the top 1%. Now, there's no direct translation from Twitch viewers to money. So for the sake of the example, we're gonna say you reach level 1 at around 100 viewers. Once you're there, you can take the leap to streaming full time, which getting there sounds totally reasonable. It's not. Somehow convincing 100 people to watch you live is brutal. In the past year, 18.4 million people opened up Twitch and broadcasted live on the platform. I want you to guess how many of them actually made it to level 1. Seriously, throw a number out there. The answer is 165,536. That's less than 1%. For every person who gets to level 1, there's 100 that don't. Every big streamer you see today spent days, weeks, if not months streaming to an audience of 0. I mean, take Jinxie for example. He streamed to just 5 viewers for a year and a half before he ever made it.
5 viewers? He's grinding!
And I'm throwing all of these numbers at you for a reason, because without them, you wouldn't understand how truly insane what happens next is. Okay, so hate to interrupt myself here, but let's say you're like caseoh and don't love your day job. Maybe you're not all that interested in streaming, but you've got a business idea and just don't know where to actually start. Well, let me tell you about WAP. WAP is the world's largest internet market. It's where you go to create, connect, and transact all in one place.
Nothing to crazy.
You see, caseoh hit level 1 in the first hour of his first ever stream, and he didn't just
In the hour of his first stream? Dude.
get lucky.
Hey, y'all came through deep from the top, man.
In the days before he went live,
How do you get 100 viewers in the first hour of your stream? First stream ever, too. That's unreal.
for the first time, caseoh was already laying the groundwork. He spent days filming and editing clips of him playing NBA 2K23. And on September 10th, 2022, he uploaded 22 videos to TikTok. The next morning, he woke up to over 10,000 followers and a comment section flooded with one question. So that night, he went live for the first time and the floodgates opened.
When I look down and I see 126 viewers, bro, I cannot believe it.
From that day on, he followed the same routine. Clock in the 9 to 5, hit the second job, cut a few
100 viewers, you're actually starting to make pretty good money, aren't you? Depending on what your viewer base is like.
lawns, then come home and stream until he couldn't keep his eyes open.
I don't want to go sleep, man. I want to go to work, man.
Grammarly. When operations depend on everyone being on the same page, Grammarly helps you find the right.
Come on.
I want another build, dog. All I want to do is make builds and play 2K forever. Why do I gotta go work?
After each stream, he'd find the best moments, clip them, and fire them back onto TikTok. The loop fed itself. Inside a week, he'd blown past 100,000 TikTok followers. Every stream was pulling 500 plus concurrent viewers.
Dude said call the boss quit, this your life now, cuz? Dude, imagine.
And the number that actually mattered, he was making more money streaming at night than he was at his day job.
And no, y'all literally just donated more than I make in a week in one night. Bruh.
But caseoh kept his head on straight. What shows up overnight can also disappear overnight. So before he quit his day job, he needed proof that this wasn't a fluke. So he made a deal with his chat, hit 5,000 Twitch subs, and he'd quit his job.
This a day we're gonna remember forever, you feel me? This a day we gonna remember forever. You know I love y'all, man. Thank you, bro. It's all y'all, you feel me? Thank you, man. Full-time caseoh in the building, and I'm laying in their mouth, too.
Within just a few weeks, it was a done deal. Case's fan base was new, but dedicated, and they wanted
1 second. Back.
to see him pursue this thing full time.
Like I said, I've been dreaming of wanting to, be a streamer, a content creator since I was 13 years old. I finally took the leap, bro. I finally took the leap.
There we go.
Y'all came through for you, boy. For real, y'all came through crazy.
Now, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows from here. His internet was still garbage, like genuinely bad. Streams would lag or even just end because the connection bottomed out.
Do you see what I deal with?
And when you're trying to build an audience, that's the kiss of death. If your stream ends, they move on to the next. Eventually, numbers started slipping. For a couple months, it looked like maybe the whole thing was a fluke. Maybe the bubble had already popped.
You know, I seen the numbers when I very first started. You know, the hype was there because I first blew up. Had like 800 viewers every night. Then y'all seen it dip to like, 100, 150. I was like, I gotta do something different or it's gonna go under.
Then he picked up a different game, Hogwarts Legacy. It was kind of a weird choice. It had a totally different audience from the 2K crowd he'd built, but he streamed it anyway, clipped a moment, and posted it to TikTok.
Look, I see the sun peeking through the window a little bit. Sleep schedule gone now. Gotta make Hufflepuff proud though. Hey.
This is where I cut out some copyright audio, but pretty much what he was saying about how he posted some clips and they ended up all blowing up, and one especially going over 18 million views, which is really what started getting him started. Especially since he started playing a new game, it really got the viewers to flood into the new game.
Oh my god, say something.
So bear with me until this part's over because this is just all copyright audio and it should only be like 20 seconds longer.
At any given moment, there are about 3 million users on Twitch watching content. When you break down the viewer distribution by channel rank, the picture gets pretty clear. Out of the millions of channels on the platform, the top 250 pull over half the viewership. That's the difference between level 2 and level 3. While it seems like the easiest jump on the ladder here, it's actually the most difficult. There's a specific blueprint nearly every streamer has followed to make this jump. Here, I'll break it down for you. What you're looking at right now is 5 of the biggest streamers on the planet. Each at the moment they were averaging exactly 2,500 viewers. Pay attention to the setups. None of them are exciting. The rooms are pretty basic, the camera quality kinda sucks. There's no production value. They look like what they are, just guys streaming from their bedrooms. Now fast forward to when those same streamers are pulling 10,000 viewers a night. Everything's changed. The lighting's dialed in. The cameras are crisp. The rooms look intentional. This is the blueprint kicking in. And it all starts with one realization. At this level, streaming isn't just a job anymore. It's a business. And like a business, the goal is to make as much money as possible. The internet, for whatever reason, craves a spectacle. And the spectacle game is pretty easy to play. You've kind of just got to spend money to make money. The setup is just the start. Next comes the move to LA. Buy the mansion, drop the I just bought my dream car video. Hire a dozen editors to pump out clips around the clock. By the time you're clearing 50,000 viewers, it turns into an optimization race. Every stream, every upload, every second of content is engineered to milk the cash cow. The longer you stay on the top, the more efficient it becomes. And weirdly, the more the internet praises you for it. But the spectacle only works if people are still looking. Relevancy is the whole game. The second your numbers dip, the money goes with it. So you're forced to stay visible. You hit the podcast circuit, Impulsive on Monday and Blank on Thursday. You show up to every mainstream streamer event. You become a permanent fixture in the conversation because the conversation is the product. And the fastest way to stay in the conversation is to stand next to someone bigger than you. Take those same 5 streamers and pull up their biggest streams of all time. Ninja, Fortnite with Drake, Hayden Ross, the Donald Trump interview, Kai Cenat, the LeBron stream that pulled over 1 million concurrent viewers.
Oh my
That's the
god,
blueprint.
bro.
I'm not necessarily saying it's bulletproof or guaranteed, but it's the safe route. Every streamer who's made it to the top 250 has run some version of that exact playbook based on constant evolution. But caseoh ignored this approach altogether. His strategy is quite literally the opposite in just about every possible sense.
The hell was that? Just him pulling up his cap.
But caseoh ignored this approach altogether. His strategy is quite literally the opposite in just about every possible sense. The last time we talked about caseoh, he was fresh off of Hogwarts, averaging 2,500 viewers. So let's run that same comparison from earlier and fast forward to when he's at 10,000. Not much has changed. I mean, sure, he did buy a new house, but he moved from a trap house to a trailer just across town. Either way, at the end of the day, his computer monitor is still being held up with a vacuum cleaner.
If I don't have the vacuum cleaner holding up the back
of
the monitor, it'll fall
It's not even a monitor, isn't that just a TV?
all over. And then back here are my PCs. You can tell they're being held up by books as well.
And the
Oh my
camera quality
god. I mean, it's better than putting it on carpet. Oh my god, that one looks like alien that wear, and the other one I don't know what it is. Dude, what the hell is this setup? I mean, yeah, it's way better. It's way better than setting it on carpet, because you'd literally fry the computer, or it would just start overheating.
Held up by books as well.
And the camera quality seems to somehow have gotten worse.
Chat, my stream quality is actually so crispy. It looks like it's in 4K.
Since Hogwarts, he's continued to stream.
Bro, it does look. His quality looks lower than 1080p.
4 to 6 nights a week. Same time, same chat, rotating through whatever random games he feels like. Supermarket Simulator, Granny, Dress to Impress.
What is this? Why is it on my front page? Playing it.
Games a normal person wouldn't think to stream. But then you watch for 5 minutes and you start to get it.
This is the funniest dude on the internet right now.
Just plays the most random everything.
Caseoh, where did he come from? 200,000 viewers playing Fall Guys yesterday.
Because the game isn't fun.
Oh
The chat isn't there for the
God.
games. They're there to watch him fall out of his chair for the 10th time this month and narrate it like he's
200,000 viewers playing fucking Fall Guys. Holy. Oh my god.
describing a car accident.
Yo, that almost killed me. Oh! Yo! Chat! The chair is dead, dude!
To watch him get jump scared by a horror game and scream at a volume that blows out the mic. And that's why it worked. By January of 2024, caseoh was averaging over 50,000 concurrent viewers every single night.
Oh, I didn't realize he averaged that many. Holy hell.
Making him the #3 ranked streamer on all of Twitch.
Like, my mind is weird.
Like in my mind, I still don't have the thought of like, I still made it.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, I feel like if I have that thought and tell myself that I made it,
You don't want to get like lazy.
it's going to go downhill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
By every metric the industry actually uses, caseoh is underperforming. He's leaving growth on the table at every possible turn. He doesn't invest in new setups. He doesn't
Bro. What in the fuck am I looking at? He's using a kitchen table with a really cheap keyboard and mouse and a vacuum holding up a TV, not a monitor, a TV, which looks like now he has a monitor too, and a PS5 too, with dual PCs. Like, low-key, crazy setup, but crazy bad at the same time. Like, he has the two crazy PCs, a PS5, and it looks like a pretty good monitor. But then he has a random TV being held up by a fucking sweeper.
upgrade his gear and has no real plan to optimize himself. Every analyst will tell you he could be twice the size he is if he just ran the playbook like everyone else. And honestly, they're probably right. But here's the thing, caseoh never looked at any of that and felt like he was losing something. Buying a house in the hills, pulling up in a supercar, collecting all the things that say you've made it. None of that ever seemed to be important to him. And there's nothing wrong with wanting those things. A lot of creators go in with exactly that goal in mind. But caseoh sits in this rare category of someone who actually reached the I made it mark.
He wants to be himself, and he wants to live a simple life how he wants to live it, and this is his dream, probably.
And genuinely doesn't want it.
It was never about like being huge, just like, because it didn't matter the money. You know, I just wanted to do what I loved for a living. I could be, you know, pinching pennies to make it, but as long as I get to stream every day instead of go to work, I was cool with that. Yeah.
Yeah. With some people, I think it's not even. The thing is, they don't care for money. The only reason they kind of have to in a way. The reason they have to is because obviously, if you want to do the thing you like stream every day, you need to make enough money to at least hold that up and do that, and hold up bills.
But to be clear, it's not like he's allergic to money. He's the #3 streamer on Twitch. The guy is doing just fine. But there's a difference between making money and squeezing every last cent out of your audience. He's never done any kind of subathon, he doesn't say yes to every brand that comes knocking, and he doesn't manufacture drama to give the numbers a little bump. The way he sees it, you can't leave money on the table if it was never what you sat down for.
Some of my most favorite jobs I ever had were the jobs where I was making pennies. Yo, I'm not even finna lie to y'all. I think y'all just donated more than my week's paycheck in one night. I'm talking about sitting in the parking lot of the dollar store, having to call my mom, be like, hey, can you spot me $50 for food for the rest of the week? But you know what? I was happy. Like, if I could turn this into something and just be able to do this with y'all every day, that'd be a dream come true. Yeah, I was broke, but it was all right because the job was cool. Dude, I'm not worried about Twitch ad revenue. I would rather people have a good viewing experience than make an extra, whatever a month.
Has Kyrie
Come on, an ad pops up.
I don't want to talk about it.
How was the math test?
So that's the money half of the blueprint. The mansion, the supercar, the optimization strategy. But the blueprint isn't only about money. The other half of the blueprint is relevancy. The streaming world has a short memory, and the way you fight that is by staying in the conversation. Podcasts, events, collabs, it all comes down to the same idea. Stand next to someone bigger than you, and you get to share some of their spotlight. Well, if you thought he was underperforming on the money side of the blueprint, just listen to this. In 3 years as one of the biggest streamers on the planet.
I mean, you can't be with that viewer base that you average. You literally can't be.
He's done exactly one traditional collab.
Especially how large all of his clips are. He has so many people clipping him, and his really simple collabs are some of the most famous. Even though he doesn't go with LeBron and shit, but him and Jinxie, that is just as famous almost, which is wild.
Jinxie.
What's the furthest you've ever traveled?
Florida, and that was one time to go to Jinxie's house.
And that collab is almost word for word the only existing footage of caseoh outside of his own house.
My friend brought this up yesterday to me when we were chilling. He said it's crazy that Jinxie literally has the only recorded footage of me outside of my own stream setup. Like, he is the only one that's got me out of my room.
Caseoh, that is insane, bro.
Matter of fact, it was the first time he'd ever left the state he was born in.
So this is the first time you've ever been out of Florida or out of Arkansas?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just, I don't know, I be getting homesick. I get away from home for too long. I'm just, man, I don't know.
Over the last 3 years, caseoh has won 5 different awards.
And the streamer award goes to
Caseoh.
He hasn't shown up to a single one in
5,
person.
bro.
Mr. Beast tweeted you. Oh yeah, I talked to him. Yeah, I can't even go
He hasn't came to them in person even? Damn.
on a Mr. Beast video due to fear of airplanes. Ain't that bad, chat?
He's scared
According
of
to the
airplanes,
blueprint,
though.
all of those things just
That's valid though. It's an airplane, bro. That shit is kind of scary.
come with the territory of being in the top 1%. But caseoh is avoiding all of it. And when you stack it all up, not going to award shows, turning down the collabs, even the fact that he's only left the state of Arkansas once, you start to wonder if there's more to it than just not caring.
Chat, I didn't tell y'all this, bro. When I was changing setups to go from the trap house into the trailer, I was literally a mental wreck for like a week straight. Because I don't know if anybody else has this, but dude, I have like some form of horrific OCD that I've had for years, that if something even minor changes, I'm gonna die.
You see, OCD is one of the most misunderstood conditions out there. People hear the word and picture someone who just likes things clean and organized. And while that can be a part of it, that's not exactly what it is. At its core, OCD is anxiety. For caseoh, moving into a new house meant moving into an environment that was full of variables his brain hadn't had the chance to map out yet.
Like when I take my hat off and put it on the counter,
Not
same
bad
spot
in every
every
case, but
night.
sometimes.
If it goes in a different spot, I'm dead.
Everything becomes unpredictable, and for someone with OCD, an unpredictable environment is one thing that can't be controlled. Each unknown stacks on top of the last until his brain is sent into overdrive.
Chad, here's some lore for you. Every time I would leave to work in the morning, I would go outside my house and I would have to check that my doorknob was locked 37 times. I would have to start my drive to work, take a block back around to my house and check it another 11 times. And then I could go to work.
Which explains why his setup has barely changed over the years. It's one of the places where his brain already knows the answers to all the questions. It's his rules at his pace, all in an environment that makes him most comfortable. But that need for predictability doesn't stay contained to his house. It follows him everywhere.
I went out in public 3 times in a row. I got recognized all 3 times. I never went outside again, bro. Like some people, bro, came up like, hey, yo, can I get a picture? Everybody started looking. I'm like, oh man, dude, I was about to pass out, man.
Outside of that room, he controls nothing. Who's around him, how they got there, whether someone grabs his shoulder before he sees it coming. None of it is up to him.
I don't go out in public. I don't. Never.
When he's at home, it's easier to manage because, well, he's in his own house. But in public, there's no way to make the unknown stop. It's not only uncomfortable, but also insanely overwhelming.
You would have a better chance of actually winning the Powerball lottery than ever seeing me in public. That's how rare it is. No joke.
The blueprint says the path
Man's
forward
wild.
revolves
He's not
around a
even lying,
constant state
bro.
of evolution. The more you change, the newer things are, the more excited people are to watch. But for caseoh, that path has never really been accessible the same way it is for everyone else. And yet, here he is.
Literally almost 1,000 away from 10 million. Say it ain't so. This
Is his mom making food in the kitchen while he streams in the kitchen, bro? Dude, what an interesting streamer, man. It's so random.
a moment in history? No, this is a moment in history.
Behind everything, the awards, the numbers, the journey from a rice mill to the number 3 spot on Twitch, almost nothing has actually changed.
You definitely gonna do this full time? Hey,
Was that his internet speed? That can't be humanly possible. Oh my god. How's that possible?
really gonna do this full time? Hey, I hope so, CJ. That'd be a dream come true for you, boy, man. Maybe my parents don't have to work no more either. That'd be a dream come true too, bro.
He's been grounded in the fact that streaming was never about being the very best. It was always about building a life worth living, for himself and for the people he loves.
Wait, Mom, we're about to hit 10 million. I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Oh my goodness.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. We about to
He really is streaming in his mom's kitchen. He has a camera on her just for her reaction to it. Is that what's going on?
No way we're actually about to hit it. We hit 10 million, baby! Let's go!
His mom was there before any of this made sense.
She brought me some balloons in here. Yo! She brought me some balloons. Balloons. You can't see it. Get a pose in there with it.
Before all of the awards and money, before tens of thousands of people were waiting for him to go live, she was the only one who pushed him to try streaming in the first place.
That's a dadgum diamond play button! You've had this? What? It wouldn't be possible without y'all, Chad. And you know who else it wouldn't be possible without? My mom. Come stand in front of the camera. Look at that.
Yes.
Ads, bro.
And his dad, the man who spent his whole life doing the kind of work nobody
There's his dad.
claps for.
My dad, for example, like, dude, his whole life just working. He's had multiple back surgeries, multiple wrist surgeries.
Oh, did he get the retire?
Multiple foot surgeries, all from just working his whole life.
The man he watched and worked alongside with do it with no complaints.
I work with my dad. We're both maintenance men. Maintenance ain't easy work. You know, you're crawling under sinks, you're changing faucets, you're crawling up in attics, you know, all that, just nasty.
The same man that taught him how to work was eventually the one who told him to quit his regular job and do what he loved.
I remember the night we hit 5,000. I was like, all right, tomorrow I'm gonna call my
Oh my god, bro.
boss. I remember I got him to call because I was scared. Like, hey, boss, you know, I'm playing video games for a living. But it'd sound better coming from my dad because, you know, my dad was essentially like his right-hand man.
Yep.
But yeah.
So when streaming became a reality, he made sure that the two people who spent their lives building him up never had to work again.
What has been like the most fulfilling thing that you've run into in your career?
Just that everybody gets to chill.
Yeah.
And they have to get away from the jobs they hated and everything like that, and we can all just chill and do this. That's the best thing. I was gonna say they're retired because you know, they don't want to just chill and do nothing. They do a lot of stuff for me. Like my dad, if I need something to go get or something, he goes and gets it. My mom handles all the background, like all of it.
If you ask Case, that's the whole story right there. In a world where overnight success has a way of quietly hollowing people out, Caseoh never let any of it change him.
The only thing I want to be is a place for people to go for 4 hours a night, forget about life, you know, crack some jokes, you know, have a good time, and just chill out.
And that's why this story isn't over. Caseoh has already crossed the line that mattered the most. He turned his dream into real life. He helped his family stop working. He became the place he always wanted to be for others. So whatever happens next is just the icing on the cake.
Dude, he's such an interesting person. He's built a platform without doing anything top streamers do. It's unreal. There's no better person who could be able to do this.
I've been dreaming of this since I was a kid, bro. Y'all for real low-key making dreams come true, bro.
Go check out Golfcart, bro. I'm telling you, one of the best to ever do it. Subscribe to this dude, man. Oh, that was a good video. I'll be watching more of his soon, but hopefully I have more videos and reacts coming out, maybe. But I just had to react to that one because it looked really good. But see y'all later. Peace.